it's 5:35. We're going to go ahead and get started. I see all familiar faces today and familiar login names, so we will hop right into everything here. So today's workout is going to be a little bit abbreviated in the circuit, but we're going to add in a stretching routine at the end to eat up the rest of the time and work on stretching out key muscle groups that tend to get tight on everybody and will be worked during this workout. So before we get started, does anyone have any aches or sorenesses or breathing issues that I should be aware of? Nope, we're doing good? All right, let's get to it then. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our typical warm-up, practice rounds, workout, and then we're gonna finish with the stretch. The workout for today are rainbow slams, pulsed single arm rows, pulsed lunges for our standing athletes, and pulsed archer push-ups for our seated athletes. We're gonna be doing some pulsed rotation planks. These will probably get really interesting, and if you're not quite ready to pulse them, we can just do regular rotation planks. And then we're gonna finish with pulsed squat presses or dips for our seated athletes. All right, and then we're gonna finish off with a nice stretch session at the end. All right, let's get to it. So if you're gonna be working out primarily in standing, start in standing. If you're gonna be working out primarily in seated, start in seated. So let's, and does everyone have a towel ball?
Not exactly a towel ball, but I have a towel.
Okay, well, if you don't feel like taking the time to tie the towel ball, you can just use a towel and just throw that around for the rainbow slams. All
Does
right.
a basketball work?
I don't think your mom will appreciate that.
What, a basketball? This tiny little thing?
Well, it depends how hard you throw it down.
It's so I'm not that heavy-handed as she says I am.
Okay, well, if she comes barging into your room mid-workout, I'm gonna say I told you so.
I doubt it. It's too hot to move, so I doubt it.
All right, you guys, let's get warmed up here. So let's start in whatever position you're gonna be working out today. We're going to gently bend your head to the side. You're trying to touch your ear to your shoulder. Easeful movement, a nice gentle stretch. As you go onto each side. Focus on a nice, easeful belly breath. And then work on starting to bend a little bit further to the side. On the side to side. If you're in a chair, you're going to slide your arms down the side of your chair. If you're in standing, you're going to slide your arms down the side of your body. So we're taking that neck side bend and turning it into a full body side bend. Gentle wiggles, side to side. All right, and then next we're going to do some neck rotations. Gently turn your head left and right. Get a little stretch at those end ranges. Still focus in on your breathing. All right, and then now we're going to start to add in a little twist to it. Turn your head and your body all the way over. Turn your head and your body all the way over. Twist. Working on reaching your hands around your body. Get that little bit of a wrap around your hips. Make sure you're still twisting your head here. We're trying to maximally rotate. How far over your shoulder can you look? Easy breathing. All right, next we're going to bring our arms up overhead. And then squat down, bring your hands down towards your toes. And then stand up, extend up overhead, splay your arms. And then back down. For our seated athletes, you're going to hinge forward as your arms come down, touching your toes. And then as you extend on up, reaching up overhead, open up your palms wide. And then come back down. Work on it, that extension. Keep going. Keep breathing in this wave-like pattern. Make sure that if you're doing this in standing, you're doing a little bit of a squat to get down there. Good, one more. All right, and then next we're gonna do some little twists here. If you're standing, you're gonna hinge a little bit forward in your hips, and then swing your arms side to side. Big arm motion. Kind of like a golf swing. Shifting your weight from one foot to the other. You're in seated. You're gonna hinge forward, and then swing side to side, shifting your weight from one hip to the other. Good. For our standing athletes, we're going to do some leg swings next. Hold on to something for balance if you need. We're going to swing our legs forward and back. Make sure you're aware of your surroundings. Don't kick anything over. Do the biggest motions that you have available to you. Swinging back and forth. Seated athletes, we're going to be swinging our arms in alternating pattern. We're kind of extending out and reach through your fingertips in both directions, both in front of you and behind you. Kind of like you're trying to tear your body in half through your fingertips. Stretch, open up, expand your chest. Good, standing athletes, switch legs. All right, keep your chest up as best as you can while you're swinging your leg and your arms. Open it up. There we go. All right, and then standing athletes, we're next going to do a side leg swing. Going side to side, open up that groin and the outer hip. You can hold on to something for balance if you need. Good. Seated athletes, we're going to work on circles, reaching around in a big circle, and then going in one direction, big arcing motion. Standing up. And then seated athletes, reverse your circle. Standing athletes, switch your legs on the leg swing. Good. Your chest up as you're swinging your leg. Again, you can use some hand support if you need. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next, we're going to go into a little bit of crouch and reach out to the side and back into the crouch. Reach out to the side. Same after you come to a little squat. Reach out to the side, squat, reach out to the side, up overhead. Splay your fingers wide. Take up as much space as you can as you come out of the squat. There you go. Reach and open your palms. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jumping jacks next. Bring your arms up overhead as you hop in place. Keep them apart and then together in that hopping motion. Arms are coming up overhead to the side and then straight back down to your sides. If the hopping doesn't feel good to you, you can move your arms overhead and bring them quickly back down to your side. Good. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Split jacks. Coming to the front, alternating the top arms as you bring your arms across your body in the horizontal plane. If you're hopping, you're bringing your feet forward and back in a split stance, alternating the stance as you hop. Good. If the hopping doesn't feel good, you're just doing the back slappers, alternating top arm. Same thing for the seated athletes. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. All right, you guys should be well warmed up now. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good. All right. So, like I said before, if you have any breathing problems at all, take your time, slow down. If you're just tired, you can slow down too. So, let's get into the practice rounds here. First exercise is going to be the rainbow slam. So, for those of you who have your towel ball handy, simply we're going to be bringing the ball up overhead, slamming it down, squatting down to pick it up, slam it down to the other side to bring it up overhead. Now, for some people who don't have a towel ball already put together, maybe you don't want to take the time to do it, you can simply take your towel, wad it up into a ball, have it on the ground, pick it up, throw it down, throw it around that way. The towel ball is just much more satisfying in my opinion. All right, so if you have a towel ball, practice that both sides. If you don't have a towel ball, you can simply just take the towel and throw it around. All right, how are we doing on rainbow slams? Good? All right, let's get to it. Next one is going to be the pulsed single arm row. This one you're going to need some weights. If you got a backpack full of books, you're going to use this. Make sure that you have all the straps on the backpack fully cinched up so that you have minimal play in those straps. That will maximize the range of motion you can use during this workout. So for standing athletes, you're going to take a split stance. So one foot in front of the other, and then you're going to hinge forward, keeping a flat back at all times. Grab, hold the straps. And now we're going to do this with a pulse. We're going to pull the backpack all the way up to your hip, and then down halfway, back up to your hip, and then down to the ground. So that's the pulse. Coming up all the way, down halfway, up all the way, down. Pulse it. Up all the way, down halfway, up all the way, down all the way. Work that pulse single arm row on both sides. If you have access to only one arm, well then you're just going to work that one arm the whole time. If you have an arm that's weaker than one arm, lighten the load on that arm and practice that motion. All right, seated athletes, you're simply going to hinge forward and then pull that backpack up to your hip. And just like everyone else, down halfway, back up, and down all the way. All right. Good, good, good. How are we doing with the single arm pulse row? Good. Let's keep moving. Next one is going to be the pulsed lunge for our standing athletes and the pulsed archer push-up for our seated athletes. So, for our standing athletes, the pulsed lunge, you're going to go into that big lunge step. And from here, you're going to lower down all the way, up halfway, down all the way, and back up. Down all the way, up halfway, down all the way, back up. All right. If you need some help with balance, you can hold on to something in the front. Down all the way, up halfway, down all the way, up all the way. Make sure you know the difference between being up all the way with your legs with your knees straight versus down all the way and then up halfway. So practice that. Get a sense for what that pulse feels like. And then practice both sides. If you have good balance and you can challenge yourself, hold on to a weight in the front. Take that split stance. Go down all the way, up halfway, down all the way, back up. Down all the way, up halfway, down all the way, back up all the way. With that pulse. For our seated athletes, if you feel comfortable transferring to the ground, you come out of your chair. We're going to come into a wide push-up stance. And then from here, you're going to shift your weight to one side, lower down all the way, up halfway, down all the way, up all the way, and then shift to the other side. Down all the way, up halfway, down all the way, up all the way with that pulse. So it's a pulse archer push-up. All right? Now, if you need a little bit more support underneath you, you can put a backpack or a bolster underneath your hips. And then that can make this a little bit easier for you to complete the movement. If you don't feel comfortable transferring out of your chair, you can roll your chair up to an elevated surface, like a table, desk, or a really sturdy chair. Take that wide stance, and then shift your weight over all the way, and then down all the way, up halfway, down, up all the way, and just alternate that pulse. All right. Any questions on the lunges or the archer push-ups? Good. All right, let's keep moving here. Next one is the pulsed rotation planks. These ones might be pretty hard. I was thinking about this earlier. So for those of us who are going to be working out on the ground for this one, rotation plank, you start in your plank position, and then we're going to rotate up all the way, come down halfway, back up, down all the way, and then alternate sides. Up all the way, down halfway, stop and reverse it, go back up, and then down all the way. So this is the pulse rotation plank. Really good for your shoulder health. And so here's how we can make this a little bit easier. You can go from full plank position to kneeling plank position, work that rotation, up all the way, down halfway, up all the way with that pulse. If you need a little bit of support underneath you, you can put a backpack or a bolster underneath you. And this can be what helps you get through that motion cleanly. All right, and then if getting down to the ground doesn't feel good for you, you can lean up against the table. And then the more horizontal you are, the harder it will be. The more vertical you are, the easier this will be. You can do that same rotation plank with the pulse, alternating sides. And same thing if you're going to stay in a wheelchair for the whole workout. You lean forward as far as you can without losing your balance. And then rotate up, back down halfway, back up, and then down. Alternate. Make sure that you stay engaged with the arms that are on the ground. Don't let yourself get lazy and hang off your tendons here. All right, how are we doing with those rotation planks? Who thinks you're gonna pulse them? Maybe? All right, some hesitant. Oh, okay, I see some thumbs up. I see some people who are gonna go for it. I like it. All right, let's move on. The last exercise during the circuit workout is going to be the pulse squat press for our standing athletes, and then dips for our seated athletes. So the pulse squat dips, or pulse squat press. You take your backpack, if you're using it for weight, you're going to squat down all the way. You're going to come up halfway, a little press, back down, and then press, stand up all the way. Come down all the way, up, down, and up. Get that little pulse. There we go. And that's the pulse squat press. Now, if you need a little bit of hand support, you can get rid of the press part and simply put your hands on a sturdy surface, go down all the way, up halfway, down all the way, and then back up. Work that pulse squat. For our seated athletes, I encourage you to set up a chair next to your wheelchair, and then setting yourself up in an angle like this, where the corners of the chairs are touching each other. They form a right angle. And then from here we can do the dips, going down all the way, up halfway, down all the way, and then back up all the way. Doing that little pulse, the dips. Pulse at the bottom, and back up. Make sure you keep your shoulders wide the entire time. All right. How are we doing with the squat press and dips? Good? All right. Are we ready to work out? Ready to get started? All right. Let's do this. Let's get started. So we're going to go for 3 rounds, 1 minute at each station. Give yourself 1 minute of rest at the end of each station, and then we'll finish with a stretch. All righty. Let's get to it. Get in position for those rainbow slams. Get your towel balls or your towel. And let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Have your towel, pick it up, overhead, slam it down. Make sure you squat down to pick up the towel. Seated athletes. Pick up the towel, bring it up overhead. Hinge down, pick it up. Bring it up overhead, back and forth. Consistent motion. The downside of not having a towel ball is it doesn't bounce for you. Okay? It's hard to catch it on a rebound. But either way, keep moving. Good, consistent movement, side to side. There you go. Keep moving. Keep breathing. Good. Keep it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So for those pulsed single arm rows, grab your backpack, hinge forward, and then pull all the way down halfway, all the way up, back down. That's the pulse. Pulse with this row. Keep that engagement in your upper back and the back of your shoulder here. Engaging your obliques here to prevent that rotation that the weight's going to want to exert on you. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. All right, keep your chest wide here. And like I said, you pull the backpack. You pull the weight. The weight does not pull you. Pull all the way up. Pulse at the top. Keep it moving. Keep breathing. Good. 10 seconds left. Keep it up. Keep moving. Keep a wide chest. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Done. We're going to transfer over to those pulse lunges or archer push-ups. So coming out of the chairs, feel comfortable. And once you're in position in that split stance, so we're down halfway, up half, or down all the way, up halfway, down all the way, up all the way. Pulse. Keep it going. Get that little pulse with these lunges. Good. If you're doing the archer push-ups, you're just alternating sides. So those who are doing the lunges, switch sides. If you're doing the archer push-ups, keep going. Alternating sides. All right, keep it moving. Keep breathing. Whichever version you're working, make sure you're doing it well. If you're doing these archer push-ups, keep your chest broad and wide. Try not to let your shoulders collapse in the front. Work that stability and control with that pulse. 3, 2, 1, done. Transition to the pulse rotation planks. So, whatever version you're working, whether you're starting that full plank position and pulsing, or we're doing the kneeling plank position, pulsing, or if you got a bolster underneath you, doing that rotation plank and pulsing. If the pulsing doesn't feel good, you can just simply do the standard rotation plank, going all the way up and all the way down. Now make sure that you're staying well engaged with your stance arm. Switch sides. All right, on the other side, working that pulse. If you're leaning up against the table, making sure that you stay engaged against the table, pushing into it with your stance arm. Keep going, keep breathing. Few more seconds left. All righty. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Pulse squat presses or pulse dips. Let's get to it. Taking your backpack, you're using some weights, holding the front, squat down all the way, up halfway with the press 2, and then stand up with it, press overhead. Work that coordination. Keep your chest up, keep your chest wide. That's going to help keep a neutral spine. A neutral spine is a strong spine that's good for effectively transferring force. Keep moving. If you're doing these dips, wide shoulders. Get that pulse at the bottom. Try to keep your elbows in as best you can. Don't let them flare out. Keep moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right, take a rest break. We got 1 minute here. All right. Catch your breath. Nice big inhales. Long exhales. I'm going to go ahead and tie my slam ball because I prefer to have the towel ball than just a wad of towel. We got 30 seconds left of this break. Keep breathing. Get one more swig of water if you need it. How are we doing? Does anyone need any extra time with any of the transfers? All right.
I need a little more time after the plank to the squat.
Okay, can do. All righty. So we'll give you that little extra time. So let's get to it. Let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Let's move. Let's work those rainbow slams side to side. Take that weight or that towel and slam it to the side. Squat down to meet it at the ground. If you catch it on the backs, even better. Keep your chest up. Work on having a strong, tall posture while you're throwing that ball down. Keep moving. Keep breathing. Let's go. Let's move. Good, consistent rhythm. Let's go. Almost there. Good. Less than 10 seconds left. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Transition to those single arm rows with a pulse. And let's go. Pull all the way up and then pulse. Row to your hip. Pulse back down. Keep your chest wide. Get that engagement, that strong squeeze in the back of your shoulders. Good, consistent rhythm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Make sure that you keep your chest broad the entire time. Pull that weight all the way up to your hip. Back down halfway, up all the way, and then down. Work that pulse. Oh my God. Keep moving, keep breathing. Good, we got less than 10 seconds left. Keep moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Lunges or archer push-ups for our seated athletes. All right, get into that lunge position or the archer push-up and pulse with that movement. Good. With weight, without weight, with hand support, without hand support. Whatever works for you. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Those of you doing the lunges, switch sides. Archer push-ups. Keep alternating sides. All right. Let's move. Keep it up. Keep moving. Good, consistent movement is key here. Let's make sure that you're always breathing throughout this workout. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rotation planks with a pulse. All right, get into it. Once you're in position, rotate up all the way, down halfway, up all the way, back down, alternating sides. There we go. Whatever version works for you, whether that be the full plank, kneeling plank, plank with a bolster underneath you, leaning up against the table, in a chair, leaning up against the table. Make sure that you're engaging through your stance arm, making those muscles around your shoulder blade work to keep you upright off the floor. All right. Good, consistent motion. Keep going. We got less than 15 seconds left. Get a few more reps in. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transition to your squat presses or dips. All righty. And then once you get into position, get going. Working that pulse. Flying down, up halfway, down all the way up. Make sure you get that pulse. Keep it going. Keep breathing. Those of us doing the dips, maintain width in your shoulders. Avoid letting your shoulders collapse. Keep your elbows in. Especially with those dips, or with the pulses in the dip. As you get fatigued, your elbows might want to poke out. Keep them in. 10 seconds left. Keep going. Get a few more reps in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Good job. Good job. How are you guys doing? All right. How was the timing with the transition between the rotation planks and the squat presses?
Yeah, that was good. Thank you.
All right, good, good. Take a little time here, catch your breath, get some water. We got one more round of the circuit, and then we're gonna finish with a nice stretch, getting everything open. We're gonna minimize the overall exertion that we're doing today so that those of us in the areas more strongly affected by the fires in California don't have to inhale so much particulate. All right, we got 10 seconds left of this break. One more go. Slow it down, and let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rainbow slams, let's go. All right, move at your pace. If you're feeling like you need to move slower. That is completely fine. You do not need to be pushing yourself super hard today. This whole week is not about setting PRs, personal records. This week is about getting some work in, making sure that you avoid being sluggish during this time when there's a lot of bad things going up in the air. All right, keep moving, keep breathing. Nice steady rhythm. All right, keep it up. We got 10 seconds left. Get a few more reps in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Single arm rows. All right. Take your backpack, your weights, broad chest, pull all the way up to your hip, pulse it, and let's move. Get that upper back engaged. Those parascapular muscles, those rhomboids, those mid traps, those low traps, those upper traps. That serratus. That rotator cuff, and all the good stuff that goes in there. Switch sides. All right, let's keep moving. Keep it up, keep going. Continue with that steady rhythm. Get a few more reps in. Good, almost there. Oh my God, these are harder than I thought they would be. 4, 3, 2, 1, done. All right, lunges or archer push-ups with the pulse. And doing lunges, going one side at a time, go all the way down, pulse at the bottom, come back up. Get that pulse lunge in. If you're doing the archer push-ups, just alternate sides, going left and right. Keep moving, keep breathing. Those of us doing the pulse lunges, you're gonna switch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're doing the archer push-ups, keep going. All right, keep it up. Keep going with that pulse. Let's move. Let's breathe. Your chest wide, whether you're lunging or doing push-ups. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse rotation planks. Let's move. Whatever variation you're working, that's the one for you. Let's go. Let's get to it. Let's get some good reps in here. Working alternating sides. Here we go. Work that control. Make sure that you're doing this under control. If you feel like you're flopping and flailing around, you need to slow it down. There we go. Work on smooth, controlled motion. That's what's really going to challenge you here. That's what's going to get you stronger. Control is number 1. Let's go. We're almost there, you guys. 15 seconds left. You got a few more reps in you. Let's get them. But make sure that they're good reps. No sluggish reps on this workout. 3, 2, 1, done. Transition to the squat presses or the dips with the pulse. All right, and let's get to it. Working those dips, working those squat presses. Let's move. Get that little pulse at the bottom. Keep your shoulders wide. Elbows in. That's regardless if you're doing the squat presses or the dips. Keep that compact position. Keep your chest up. Keep it going. Good. Almost there, you guys. Less than 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Good job. We'll get another rest break here. 1 full minute to breathe. Collect yourself. Get some water. Especially nowadays, if your area is affected by a lot of air pollution, it's really important to stay very well hydrated. By staying well hydrated, it helps to dilute whatever particulate gets into your bloodstream. So in that way, it can help lessen whatever effects you may get from the smoke exposure. So drink up water anyways. All right. How are we doing? Doing okay? All right. Does anyone need any extra time to catch their breath, or are we feeling like we're starting to recover a little bit? All right, so let's get to the stretch session. First thing that we're gonna do are some pec stretches. So for those of us who are on the ground already, clear some space, make room. We're gonna take your arm out to the side. So I have my left arm out extended by my side, my right hand is right by my chest, and I'm going to now rotate, push through my right arm, peeling my chest off the floor, and this will now start to stretch my left pec here. And what I want you to do is to gently come in and out of that pec stretch. Ankle stretches. If you're having a hard time with this or you can't get to the ground, you can do pec stretches another way. If you have a wall or a door frame, take that wall, put your arm up against it. So I have my right arm up against this frame here, and I'm leaning forward into it and standing. You could do a similar movement within the chair. Roll up, and then lean forward into that to stretch out your pecs. Work on gently stretching into those pectorals. Does anyone need any modifications for a pec stretch? No? Okay, well, keep working that side. Keep breathing.
Here. I don't really got my room to be doing that.
Hang out here for a little bit. Got another 10 seconds on this side. Let's get those nice, gentle pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. So on the floor now, I have my right arm extended out straight. My left hand is right by my chest. And I'm pushing through my left hand to peel my chest off the floor and then gently stretching through the pecs and into the biceps. The idea is we're opening up the front side of your body, working on getting a gentle stretch as you open up and then close back down. Open up, close back down. If you were doing the doorway or wall stretch, make sure you switch sides. Make sure you're gently leaning forward into that stretch. This should be easeful. Should feel like an area that needs to get stretched. For most of us, the pecs are quite tight. In today's world, we live where everything is in front of us, and the pecs are a big mover. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease out of your pec stretches. For those of us who are still on the ground, we're going to do some lat stretches. You're going to roll onto your side and reach. I'm going to have my left arm extended out in front of me. I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to reach it up overhead as far as I can, like I'm trying to touch my bicep to my ear, and then trying to reach a little bit further away from me through my fingertips. Get that stretch, and then bring your arm back down to your side, and come on up. Touch your bicep to your ear, and then try to stretch a little bit further. Open up that whole side of your body. Work on easy breathing. If your stretching on the floor doesn't work very well for you, in the chair or in standing, you can simply reach your arm up over your side as far as you can, and then side bend a little bit further into it. Keep going. You're wrapping your arm around your head. Keep going. Open up that side. Keep breathing, nice and easeful. Good. Keep it going. Got a few more repetitions here. Open up that side. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Reach out to the other side. If you're on the floor, simply roll over to the other side. And then reach. Take up as much space as you can. And stretch. Work on opening it up. Extending through your fingers. Try to make your arms just a little bit longer. Keep it going. Keep breathing. Good. Keep it going. Nice, easeful movements. Extend through your fingertips. Elongate your arm. All right. Next one is thread the needle. Ease out of your lat stretches. For thread the needle, we're going to come in onto hands and knees or supported onto your arms here. And then you're going to reach through. And then come on up. Extend. It's kind of like the rotation plank we were just doing. But I want you to focus more on the stretch instead of strengthening. I want you to reach through this little hole that's formed between your body and the floor. Stretch. Work on opening up the back of your shoulder, and then move up, reaching towards the ceiling. There we go. Keep going. Working one side. That's it. Easy stretches. And if you're not on the floor, I almost forgot, you're going to lean up against a table, and then reach underneath your arm. And then up as far as you can. Now, switch sides with that thread of the needle. Stretch, open up. Reach it and open. Extend. Kind of stretch everything out. Easeful breathing. All right. Few more reps here. All right, and then ease out of those thread the needles. Slow down your breathing. For those of us who are on the ground, you're going to roll onto your back. So for our standing athletes, we're going to be on our backs. We're going to do a little bit of a glute stretch, working one side at a time. You're going to pull your knee to your chest. And then bring it back down to the ground. Pull your knee to your chest, back to the ground. For our seated athletes, you're going to do a tricep stretch. I'm bringing my right arm up overhead. I'm reaching my right hand down the back of my shoulder blade. I'm going to pull my elbow back and then back down. Reaching up, stretching out that tricep. We're just doing some dips, which are a heavy tricep workout. Work on coming in and out of the stretch. Open everything up.
Hey, Brent,
Yeah.
is it better to grab the knee itself or grab behind it, behind the knee?
That's up to comfort. You're going to get more stretch if you grab the front of your knee than if you grab the back of your knee. So
Okay.
if you can handle more stretch, I recommend you grab the front of your knee. There you go. And switch sides. So now if you're stretching your triceps, you're doing the other side. So I was doing my right arm first, and now I'm doing my left arm. For those glute stretches, I start with my right side, and now I'm doing my left side. Pulling the knee to my chest, and back down, knee to chest, and back down. Easy stretches. There we go. Nice, easy breathing. Almost done, you guys. All right. 3, 2, 1, and then let's transition to our last stretch. Standing athletes, we're going to do a kneeling hip flexor stretch. So you're on the ground, put one knee down on the ground, and one leg's up, and then you're going to push your hips forward and back, rocking your hips forward and back. And then if that doesn't feel good to you, to put your knee on the ground, you can put your knee on a chair, and then from here, rock your hips forward and back to stretch the hip flexors. For our seated athletes, we're going to do another round of pec stretches because those pecs can get really freaking tight if you're pushing a wheelchair all day long. So let's do one more round of those. Extend your arm out to the side. I have my right arm extended. Left hand is right by my chest. And I'm rotating up, opening up, getting a little stretch in the pecs. Alternating back and forth. Working that one side for now. Good. Make sure you're taking nice, easeful breaths while you're stretching. Good. These hip flexors oftentimes get really tight on us if we're sitting all day. So it's good to open them up. And then those pecs too. Common areas I have people work on. All right. And switch sides. So if you were stretching out your right hip, stretch out your left hip. If you're stretching out your right pec, stretch out your left pec. Right. Yeah. Let's open things up. Easy breathing. All right. Get that gentle rocking in and out of the stretch. Good. Almost done here. Just a few more seconds. Take a few more deep inhales and exhales. All right, and we are done. Awesome. Good job, you guys. How was that stretch?
That actually felt good to stretch.
I told you, Ian, that you I told you.
I haven't stretched in so long.
Yeah, you need to stretch more, man. That's what you were saying just a month ago, that you need to get stretched more.
Yeah, I haven't stretched in so long.
All right.
I mean, I've been doing the workouts, but like, I think adding the stretches helps afterwards.
Yeah. Most of the time, I'm pretty intense on the
circuit. Definitely skip the 5 rounds and add the stretches instead. Skip the 5th round and add those stretches instead.
I throw you a bone and now I give you an inch, you take a mile.
I mean, 5th round, that's kind of overkill. Stretching, not so much.
Okay, you like to stretch. All right.
I love this stretch. It's amazing.
Who likes the stretching? Who versus who likes to grind it out for a 5th round?
You get that look like
Crickets.
everybody's just like, everybody's like,
Everyone likes stretching.
see?
All right. So we can incorporate some more stretching into the routine here. I'm always open to modifying the class a little bit because I see someone says 5 rounds. They want to have their steak afterwards.
Well, you can do your 5 rounds.
All right. Well, does anyone have? That's right, Kevin. ¿Por qué no los dos? All right.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Why not do both?
Ah,
All right.
maybe.
So, does anyone have any questions on the workout we did today?
How long should, this is just for me personally, because I'm stretching and whatnot now, so how long should I do it for? Because I've been kind of doing it for 30 minutes a day, kind of,
if you
sort
can
of.
get 30 minutes a day, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Solid. Yeah, so you guys have a great weekend, and hopefully the smoke clears up. Stay well hydrated, and I'll see you guys next week.
Thank
Bye.
you.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.